Hello, welcome to the studio. I am super duper happy to be here with you, beautiful souls. Welcome back, welcome back. I am Karen McKoy. Is everybody, maybe not everybody. Okay, we're going to give it a minute. We're going to give people time to get their notifications. Once I get my notification, then we'll tread forward about what we're going to do today. The desk is shaping up. Team Replay, thank you for being here. Without you, I would not. Replay is a part of the team just as well as people that are going to be here in the live. So if you're new here, I am an artist, a grief coach, and a healing guide. I don't like to call it a healing guide, but it's kind of like a roadmap to healing. I guess that it's kind of not a guide. I don't know. But around here, we believe that slide and playing on paper is more than just art. It's therapy. First, with me, it is the thing that has helped me navigate through my own personal grief journey after losing 2 children and a granddaughter. And I've lost my dad, uncles, aunt that was important to my life. But something about when you're a mother and you lose children, that makes it a little different. The children that not only that you raise, but the children that you carry. All right, I got my notification over here. Hey, Bernadette. Oh, hey, Katrina. Just popping in quick, going to enjoy the 60-degree weather. 60 degree. I got, 80? I think it's 82. I just came in. Well, not just came in, but earlier I was outside because it is so last month it was not brown, but it wasn't green as it is now. So you can see, as you can look out the window, it is great. Oh, let me get my chat up. Yes. But Katrina, thank you for stopping in. I was scrolling through your way, and I'm usually on Team Replay because once I finish with over here, then I start recording. And listen, y'all, I don't even have the camera up, so that would have been real awkward. I was trying to figure out why didn't it show up when I put it on. But we're ready. We got some new pens in. Finally got my Temu haul in that I put in last month. I guess it was part of one of those tariffs or something like that it did get here. Tariff that has been imposed because it took a long time for it to be released on the boat. That's just my running joke about the whole thing, you know. But anyway, it included some pens that they're supposed to be needle pen, micron graphic. Yeah, I beg to differ. They're not like my, what are those pens? Microns, yes. They're not that, they are small. Let me not say that. They are small. I didn't pay attention. This is my bad. I didn't pay attention to the size of the tip. So that will be my bad. But they got some pretty colors. I'll show them on desk time. And then my palettes and some other stuff came, but it's okay. It's okay. So how are you guys doing? How is life treating you? I feel like I need to move my... Oh, let me plug my laptop up so it doesn't go dead. But I feel like I want to make sure that everybody's hearing me okay, everybody's viewing me okay, that my... Because y'all know country internet... It does its own thing. Oh, I need some water. I just finished eating some spicy chips. So it kind of still stuck in the throat, I guess. It's one of the things I need to let go. Really need to let go. Because, certain things after a certain age, you just can't eat it. Don't agree with you no more. Just need to let it go. I'm trying. Help us with that. I'm trying. Okay, let's go over here. Okay, so let me first, because I was talking to Team Replay, and then I kind of just swerved on over here into the chat. But Team Replay, again, I thank you for being here. I really do. If Team Replay, if you're here for the first time, again, I am Karen McKoy. I do all things, not all things art. I'm kind of like whatever makes me happy is kind of what I do. And right now, watercolor is the thing that really Really? Yes, you had to log off and you're back on. So am I. And so today we're going to be talking about monochromatic watercolor. We're going to be talking about monochromatic. Mono meaning one. So that right there in itself tells you that we're only one person. We're going to use one color, and we're going to see how we take the watercolor and the healing through simplicity, right? Healing with just one color. That's pretty much what monochromatic is one color, monochromatic. So we're not going to really go into deep in all of that, but today's live is going to be all about simplicity, right? So we're diving into monochromatic watercoloring, and I'm going to, when I go over to the desk, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Just in case you don't know, don't worry about it. If you're here for the conversation, hang on. And then I'm going to show you pretty much how I pretty much get some of my mind from being all over the place, if I can put it that way. Because I just realized like Friday, really Thursday, Friday, I had to tell myself I was doing too much. And so I did that and had that conversation with myself through what I'm going to show you on my desk. Okay. So it's just one color, and it's really exploring how it's a limited palette. So much so that I am going to get one color and a palette, and I'm going to have all of my different brands of that one color, and I'm going to put it in a palette, and it's going to be like a monochromatic watercolor palette, right? I think that's going to be cool. And that way, when I'm feeling away or whatever, and I don't have time to deal with all of the colors, it'll help me heal, have clarity, and also do an emotional release. That's what I need more so than anything. So if you had a full day at the time right now, it's 3 o'clock Central Time, 4 o'clock Eastern Time, and wherever it is on your side of the world, whatever. I invite you, I give you this invitation to just take a deep breath, just breathe. Paint if you want to paint. Let go. Just don't worry about something. Go outside, take a walk. Like when I'm done with this live, I'm going to let the dogs out to go potty, and while they're out, I'm going to sit in the grass for about 2 or 3 minutes because y'all know it's sun out there, and the them crawly things, they've already started. We share the ranch. Okay. So let's talk about why painting with just one color can be so healing. So let's mosey on over here to the desk and let's go. Okay. So right here is some examples of monochromatic watercolor painting. I've already done the work. And so I'm going to show you, maybe not, we'll see where we get after this. But one color, supposed to be one color, but this, I had to put some leaves on it. But so aside from the green you see, that's why I knew it's not going to work. I'm going to have to show it all the way. But yeah, practice one color. Kind of this card, it's not, because it has more than one color. So what makes this almost like to have been if I wouldn't have put that color. But these are some cards that I'm making, so we're putting them in my card stash. We'll send some cards out, let people know we're thinking of them. But yeah, so one color, which is that. This would have been pretty if I wouldn't have done the green. Again, I painted my flowers, so my flowers are monochromatic, but that is not it. So if you paid attention to my thumbnail, and I put a lot of work into my thumbnail, that's monochromatic. But these are some things that I did over the weekend, getting myself to relax, paying attention to definitions in my flowers. Tulips kind of look tulipy. So let's get to it. Oh, these are the pens I was talking about. And y'all using the brushes. These pens are cool. We're gonna use them. I'll probably take one and attach it to my planner. These came, I'm going to put, this is what I'm talking about, where I'm going to, see, it's kind of deep. And I was thinking of putting watercolors in here. Like this could be a red palette. This could be a yellow. Or this could be purple. But when I opened it up, I realized how deep it was. And that will be possibly, maybe, kind of, sort of too deep. I'm not sure. Let's get a sample. Yeah, most of my half pans are like this. And if I just kind of put it in there and not worry about how deep it is, it'll be okay to just house and put it back when I'm done. I don't know. We'll see. That would distract me how deep that is. But these were cute. These were super cute. Got them off of Temu. They're cute. I like that. Okay, that, the pins, and another palette. Not that I needed another one, but I did. And this one has a whole bunch. So this one is going to hold my Winsor Newton Professional Watercolors and Rosy, R-O-S-E watercolors. This will be a combo, possibly, or it'll just be Winsor Newton. I'm not sure. Because I realized something about watercolors that I had. I have a Winsor & Newton Cotman palette, and I didn't like it. And so I was paying attention to something somebody had said. I was on a live, and they were talking about it, and then they gave an explanation as to possibly why I didn't like it, and their explanation was spot on. All right, chat. Those that are here live, put a color in the chat that you would like for me to see. The only color that is off, I can't really say any colors. Well, green is off limits because, you know, I'm a watercolorist and I like painting flowers. So pick a color. Pick a color. And then I'm going to slap some paint on the paper as we talk about how, y'all know me, how I take this and use it to renew my joy. So let's talk about it, right? One color can be so healing. Think about it. Just really think about it. You have a favorite color. When you usually wear your power suit that's in your favorite color, it makes you feel better. You have, let's see, your favorite car color. There's a lot of things that could go into. I have my favorite color for painting. Orange. Okay, we got orange. Orange could be pretty. Being that Bernadette put it up there, orange it shall be. Listen, I'm going to do 2 sheets because I'm going to see how orange makes me feel. Aren't you happy? Oh, Joe, look, I am not here for the jokes. And totally not. Where's my water? We're going to use a little bit of water. Not a lot of water. We're going to use a lot of water. Yes, we are. Well, blue is my favorite color. Yeah, blue is cool. Orange, blue. You know, at the end of the day, we can see. I guess Temu is my friend. Temu has been my friend for almost 2 years. Where you been? It's not Temu either. We learned when the Super Bowl came on last year. It's not pronounced the way Temu. It's not that. It's something else. But, you know, I digress. All right, where was I going before Mr. McCoy just listen? No, I knew you was gonna. I already knew your color was gonna be red. So, red is one that I can definitely do, but I stay away from red because that's, you know, it's my color for. I'm always doing something red. So from monochromatic, the colors. When you're talking about healing, that one color becomes a safe space, a mirror even, right? So you got Payne's Gray, Indigo, Burnt Sienna. It's about how you feel when that color flows. Red, if I put red down, if I choose red when I'm in a funk or when I'm angry, red is not going to help me. So red wouldn't be my color to use. Now, when I'm in a great mood, great. I do red for, my roses aren't even always red. Orange would be a good color. Blue would be a good color. But red is a color that I need to use when I'm already there. Like when I'm like, today I could use red because I'm not like, you know, this is my jam. But you got yellows, you got purples. This is for me. And so when you think about healing, or when you think about what does the shade tell in the story, um, red, I can go down the line of why red wouldn't be the color I would choose when I'm trying to get out of a funk. Okay, we said we're going to see which one of these, because this one is kind of, this one and this one, neither one of them really look orangey, but we're going to see. And we said we're going to do some blue. We still going to wet up red because we're going to show red because we're in a good place so we can use red. But if you're watching and red is not your thing, it's not your color, and maybe you need to make it your color, you definitely can do that. I don't want this brush. Okay, and another thing that I do, let's see, can we do this 1, 2, 3? We can. Let's do it that way. So let's get this one. Y'all, I cleaned my palette. This is not a new palette. I cleaned it. I needed to. Yeah, see, that's not really orange, but we know how to make it orangey. There we go. It's a little bit better. So now I'm going to start painting using orange because Bernadette chose orange. And I want you to think about this as I put this color down. Like, and how does it make you feel personally, right? Because you want to ask yourself, is it simplicity? Is it simple enough? Do I have a lot to release? Am I weighted down? I asked myself, why did I choose the color? I get to choose, say this time I chose the color because the chat chose the color. And that way it kind of gives me a little bit of a out. Hey, Sarah. In this moment, though, the color orange is doing good. As I put it down, it flows. It doesn't fuss back. And yes, watercolors do fuss back in some colors. It's like it's not very friendly if it's not what I wanted. So let's just say Saturday, if I was doing this live Saturday, I wasn't in a bad mood. Friday, Saturday, I was just in a place that I realized again that I was doing too much. And that's not a bad thing if I wasn't trying to control my blood pressure, my blood sugar. Then be like, yeah, I could do that, right? But because I'm trying to control my life and just trying to keep things normalized over here and still work and still do videos and still show up for you guys on Mondays and Wednesdays, I had to go back and take some of my own advice. I had to go back and say, hey, you're not taking care of yourself. You are not living life in the overflow right now. You're, you know, and so as I'm talking to you, this color is really describing happiness for me. So it's a color that I'm going to write. We're going to write because we're going to write on here. We're going to write affirmations on these colors. We're going to, like Bernadette, being that you chose orange. What is it about orange that made you choose it for one, other than I think you like orange? But why do you like orange? Do you ever do y'all ever question why you like a color? Because in a very early age, purple became my safe place. Every time I looked up, it seemed like purple was on the scene, uh, and that's crazy. Somebody that I loved wore purple all the time, and so therefore, being that she was my safe space, then that made me feel safe. And then when I had my first daughter, she was chocolate and she looked purple. And then, like I said, purple just became something that I like. And then I realized purple was the color of royalty. So I am royalty. So therefore, I just like walked on into that thing. Hi, Azuka. How are you? Listen, I got my ingredients for my juice. I started because I got to you early this morning. I love, 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 love drinking stuff that's good. Because, I'll be wanting a pop. And for the people that don't know, that's a soda. And I don't need it. I wish my cousin could come here, for about 2 good weeks and just cook for me. I really would. Um, Because Golden was saying this morning on his live, one of his things was he was needing to get his blood pressure, and he realized, eating out was the problem, whatever, and he's going to hire a cook, a chef, to come and cook. I say, oh, okay, I'm putting that on my list of things. Okay. So notice how the paint moves. Notice how the center. Notice how I did a dark flower and then a light flower, not so heavy, no pressure, not too much. And then you want to think about the emotions. Right now, my emotions are great because why? I'm talking to you guys, so that makes it easier. When I'm painting, when I'm painting and I'm doing videos, recording, or talking to you guys. Hey, Dawn. That makes it feel a little better. For whatever reason, I haven't been pressured to do my lives on Mondays and Wednesdays. It's like I told you guys, it's a joy. I look forward to it, so it doesn't add stress. But when the things do add stress to your life, you have to think about it. You have to ask yourself some questions. Why do you, right? And why are you doing it? And why is it weighing you down if it is bothering you? So these are some things that I had to ask myself over the weekend, right? Because at this point, some of the things that I talk about has absolutely nothing to do with my grief journey. Like this past weekend, well, Friday, kinda. Just got home from Michael's. Oh, I'm going to Michael's tomorrow. What'd you get, Dawn? I feel like we need to do a live right after this. I have $15 in rewards that are going to expire. Hey, Dawn, check it out. I got to back up. Y'all pause. Dawn came on. Dawn is the one that has me turning my stuff between Dawn and Pamela. Pamela, the stamping and all of this, but Dawn has me turning my art into cards pretty much so, and then giving them to people. But I never would have thought about turn it. Like I thought I did some of the things, but I never would have thought about really, really, really continuing to make a card out of them. Like I would do them for my mom, my grandma, but I didn't, But look at that. I feel some kind of. So this one I did this morning, Dawn, when Bitty Penny was on. This is the one I did. Took that stamp. So yeah, I also have a video that's going to be coming out, guys, where I actually did these on a video. I'm trying to do that too. So we are growing over here in the studio. And I came up with, I think the studio is going to be Creating Joy Studio. Somebody was like, well, isn't it Karen's studio? It is my studio, but I wanted my studio to have a name. So, and then every time I'm talking about something, it's about creating joy. So we're going to see if it sticks. We're going to see. Because the ranch has a name. It's called Easy Living Ranch. Right? Oh, Lord, where's my paper towels? See, I cleaned my desk off. And, when you take stuff off, it just kind of, Yeah, I just happened to be this morning, between 2 a.m. and 8 a.m., my internet doesn't count against my whatever it is, my limit. So, and I was trying to get up and beat the puppy from pooping in the cage. It didn't work. He still squattered away. So that's the only reason I caught her this morning and was in here in the studio. And then Mr. McCoy was still sleeping, so I didn't want to move about making my coffee or anything like that. So I just came on in the studio and just kind of watched her. That card she made was me. I wasn't there from the beginning, though. I only got there almost towards the end, enough to make that card. That's pretty. So when you're thinking about healing, and when you're thinking about painting with one color, mono, meaning let's say we're not talking about one color in watercolor painting. Let's say again Sarah does colored pencils and markers. She can choose one color and just same thing. You can choose one color to wear for the whole week. Something simple to make it like, something like that. The next color was blue. We're going to go with indigo. And I think this one, let me see what this is, indigo. I think this is indigo. This is also going to make my palette pretty too. Because it's going to be, let's go deep with indigo because I love indigo. Now indigo is going to make me feel even Better, better, better. Gooder, gooder, gooder. I'm undisciplined, so I slept until I can't. I don't mind. Hey, Dawn, remember that's one of the things you said last month that you were going to do. You were going to do more sleeping and taking care of you. I'm happy to see that you are still doing it. Look, one thing I tell you, painting and talking, they kind of don't go together. Look how bold that is, right? One color can hold your whole story. Like I can pick this color right here. It's dark. I can make it lighter, but it's the story that I can use to tell my testimony because it's dark. And then by the time I get to the next one, I can lighten it up. By the time I get down here, it could be non existent because, as a matter of fact, let's do it that way. Let's go there. So you can see the colors is how vibrant you want it. But what I did over the weekend was realize how using one color just made me feel very good. It gave me the opportunity to not have to choose, not have to decide between all the colors in my palette, right? So it didn't challenge me. It didn't even, how else can I say it? It didn't make me feel like I was cheating by just using it. When you use mono one color, like look at that. See? You can barely see it, but this is the testimony is hard. It comes in hard. The life I've lived, it could be hard, but by the time I get here, I'm going to tell you about how great it is and how good it is, even though this was hard. This is even easier than this was. But this right here, we are not even talking about the trauma anymore. We're talking about the joy. So you don't just something as simple as monochromatic. Right here, I get to tell you hard the story was, hard growing up, all of that. But right here, it was a blessing in learning how to do some things before my time. But right here, it has made me who I am today. Even in monochromatic water, just one color. Like, there we go. That was just, oh, so yummy. That was yummy. I'm going to leave that just the way it is. And leave that just the way it is. Like, remember I told you guys you have to leave room for the watercolor to show out. Okay, what was the other color? Oh, Mr. McKoy said red. We already knew red was going to be fabulous. You can see red is definitely used in my palette. That kind of looks pink. Nope, it's red, but we're going to make it a little darker. Mr. McCoy's favorite color is red, guys. That's why he chose red. Okay, he even drives a red car. All right, so same thing with this color. Ask yourself, how are you feeling? Asking yourself, or do you feel safe? Ask yourself, is your grief bothering you? Ask yourself, is life bothering you? Ask yourself, did somebody piss you off? So by the time you get ready to slap that brush stroke down, you can let it go, right? Then over here, you just keep telling yourself, you feel you're okay, you're safe. Like literally, this is what I had to tell myself. Why? Because I had a trauma situation. I was the witness to an accident, and I didn't even realize that the daggum thing was basically like I was viewing it for the first time, and I had to tell it to 3 people within like 3 days of each other, and I didn't even realize that it was going into my psyche really, 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 really causing my body to feel like it needed to just take flight. And then when the guy did the interview, he was just like, God, I know you must really, really be in a place because have had to keep repeating this story. And it was a bad, bad, bad. It was a bad accident. Bad accident. When I tell you bad accident, as in car flipping 3 to 4 times, landing on its head, and the young man that was in that car just was in a bad way. So very, very traumatic, very, very traumatic. So I had to realize as I was having this conversation with a friend that this is why I tell you guys to take care of you first. And for whatever reason, I was moving along like nothing had happened, like I hadn't driven to take my aunt to the airport, then came back, had this conversation with this guy, then came home and, went in the mode with helping William, then dealing with the dogs, then trying to still do my video. It was a lot. So I had to tell myself, hey, you're doing too much. Like, what can you not do? And I took a long walk, sat down outside in the grass, and I sat there for probably about 10, 15 minutes with the puppy and one of them dogs. And I had a conversation with myself. And I said, self, and self said, it's like you're doing too much. You're only going to do what only Karen can do. The other things, you don't have to do them. Like William right now, he's mobile. He's doing for himself. So I gave him his medicine, his schedule, and I needs to go to sleep at night so I can get rest because I needed it. Because ever since he's had surgery, I've been up every 2 hours like I had a newborn baby. Right? And so now that's one thing. So I got to sleep. So this morning when I woke up and I came in the studio because my blood pressure pump is in the studio, I checked my blood pressure. Y'all know what? It was 118 over 75. Yes. So when I tell you guys to take care of you, take care of you. Now look at this. Let's have a conversation. Let's really dive into these colors. Because we've done heavy, medium, and almost non-existent. This makes me happy. Oh, let's see. I hit up clearance today and got some cheap vehicle showed up, shook me up. Yeah. And this accident, y'all, it happened February 14th, 2022. We moved in this house February the 11th, 2022. So what a thing. We were coming from Walmart because we had gotten some, needed some things, and yeah, no, I'm not going to even go into it, but it was rough, and we had to stay there. And if anybody knows me, I don't do blood. I've had 7 children, and they will tell you, my mama don't do no blood. I will throw a blanket, I will throw a towel, I will throw something over it, take it to the hospital. I don't do blood. And so William, I was like, here's my jacket. Could you stand over him, cover him up so people can't see him? But I can't do it. Can you do it? So he was like, yeah. So he, I just saw my child. That was it. And I just do stuff I would just pray somebody would do, for my child or my loved one. Okay. So as I'm talking about this, it's not as heavy. My heart don't feel like it's jumping out my chest. Why? Because I'm having this conversation with you guys and I'm doing what makes me feel safe. I slapped the paint down. These colors represent safeness. Remember I told you this color, I could see it was a dark time. Then it got better. Then it's non-existent. Same thing. It could be. It was a lot of blood. It was. Then it was a little bit, I wasn't near it, but then it was non-existent because I went home. So this is how monochromatic colors, let's just say colors. I'm using watercolors. Sarah uses watercolor pencils and markers. Dawn uses all the things as well. Azuka could very well just cook with one color. Like, as a matter of fact, today she did cook with, so she did cook. She didn't cook, she made a juice, and it was one color. So even in cooking, you can do one color, right? Salads usually are one color, as long as you don't pile all the other stuff. If you just do a basic green salad, it's a basic green salad, right? So those are the things that, you don't necessarily need to begin where I began. Think about it for yourself. Like really, really, really think about it for yourself and ask yourself the question of what is it that you need to do with one thing. One thing. So mono problem, nothing else. You can only have one a day. There's 7 days in a week. You got 7 days to do one thing each day. Especially if you're in business or you're in something like that. Like for me, I have my my planner, and in my planner, each day is mapped out. Mondays and Wednesdays is closed for the rest of the year. Like I don't know how we're gonna deal with that when I go on the cruise. We're gonna work on that. We're gonna see. because I'll be going on a cruise in the June 28th through July the 3rd. Let's see, does that even include the, yeah, I'm quite sure it does. But let's see, we got June the 28th, which is a Saturday. And then, so yes, we will have a Monday and a Wednesday live that I will have to decide how I'm going to navigate around that. But that's not my problem for today, right? Monday and Wednesday, we take it one day at a time, just like I took one color at a time. And when you look at these colors, like this one looks like it's two colors because it's light and dark. Same here, same here, same here, same here. This one kind of looks, but it's only one color. So this is, you've never cruised? I have never cruised either, Dawn. This is William and I's first cruise. My first husband was in the Navy, so going on a cruise was never a topic. And plus we had children, so who wanted to go on a cruise? They didn't have cruises back then like they do now. And I don't want to go on a cruise that involves children. I'm sorry, I just don't have them in the house no more. I don't have to go on vacation with them. It's about like when I go in a restaurant. Seat me over there. I didn't bring my children to the restaurant. So I would like to have lunch and dinner alone. I get to choose to do that now, right? I'm an empty nester. And then when I have my grandkids, then it's like, okay, cool. We can sit and do whatever, right? So Dawn, I'm very excited, but I'm a little not knowing. It's the not knowing. But I'm not stressing over it right now, right? Okay. So once you listen, this is what I want you to do for whatever you do in your life, whether you watercolor, pencils or markers, whatever your thing is. And even if you're not a crafter, let's just say you scroll through my live, you're on Team Replay. As a matter of fact, let me give a commercial for Team Replay. Team Replay, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you being here because without your replays, hey, we wouldn't have views outside of the live. I do appreciate Team Replay. If you're on Team Replay and you have not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so that when I do go live, you can then join us here live. Okay? So that's Team Replay. We have to give, because I do have a good Team Replay. And some people shows up faithfully for some. That's all we're going to do with that. Okay? Now look, I'm going to use up the rest of that because that orange, I kind of had to make it a little bit more orangey because the color that was in my palette really wasn't orangey enough for me. So there we go. All right. Okay, so the one thing I want you to do let me see, how do I want you to do this? Whatever your thing is, let's just say whatever your thing is. Pick a color, pick a theme. It needs to be one theme. So like, let's say you have YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the things. I want you to pick one to show up and be great in for this week or till we meet again, till Wednesday. So one thing, or take one thing for the whole week. Especially if you want to get good at it. Like YouTube is my place. YouTube is the place where I am. Do I get people? I've stopped sharing stuff on Facebook because why? It's not that they're not my people. It's just that they've been my people. And by now, if they were still my people, they will be over here on YouTube and be in the live. Bridget that's on here sometime. Bridget she doesn't use YouTube. She comes over to support people that she likes to support on YouTube. She doesn't do YouTube. She's more on Facebook and more really on Instagram, I would say. So I want you to choose a platform. If you're not an artist, and you don't do this, if you don't do paint, we all are artists. I hate when people don't pay attention to, did I not have Do Not Disturb on? My bad, guys. Hold on. I thought I had Do Not Disturb on. I do. Okay. It's 3:00 on my side of the world, and it's what? Monday. Okay. My phone just rung. I hate getting sidetracked. Okay. One thing. You're gonna take one thing. One thing. If you're not in the artsy craftsy world, or If you want to be, go to Walmart, don't go to Walmart, go to the dollar store or go to Five Below. Remember I told you guys. And here's the thing, if you want the shopping list for Five Below or Walmart, email me and I'll give it to you. Just email me at Lady McKoy. It's ladymckoy.com. Lady McKoy, let us say Lady McKoy at me.com or Karen McKoy. My email address is in the description box. Because if you want to do something different, remember, don't complicate life. You're going through something. I want you to take a breath. I want you to sit down in the grass. I want you to take a walk. I want you to tell your story out loud to someone that you trust, someone that can hear you without holding you with judgment or whatever, right? Give yourself permission to do less and feel more. Healing doesn't need to be loud. Sometimes quiet, controlled, intentional moments of color release, more than any big project, can help, right? The hue that you picked here, it lets me know that my grief, my joy, wasn't in a rageful state. I actually felt better putting these colors down. And they weren't colors that I chose. I let the chat choose. So you don't need all the answers to begin. Just dip your brush in some water. Take your color pencil of your choice. Take your whatever social media that you're going to do. Just start. Heal. Talk about your emotions with yourself and repeat. Now, the other thing I want to do, because I got these new pens that came in from Temu today. They've been on the boat. All right, and let's see. Let's see if we can color coordinate. We got blue. We got red. And we got something that looks a resemblance of orange. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to write some affirming words. Let's see. Worthy. I always have to remind myself, I am worthy of all things. Worthy. I am a winner. An overcomer. Beautiful. Fabulous. Outstandingly talented. Outstandingly talented. Okay, that's it for orange. You see, so you get what I'm saying? Write it out. So you can do with the color, watercolor like I did, and get your pen. I felt the color needed to be, so that's why I did the color. Then we come over here to blue. Remember, the blue was my testimony. As I was talking about things and traumaed out, I'm not there anymore. So I have to put over here, you're safe. Right? It's not your story anymore. Okay, that's that one. Then we come down to this one. And, it had to happen. It had to happen. It's that one. And then right here, because you're here, because you are here helping others. Simple, right? I mean, I don't make it hard. Now, I used to. It's like, oh my God, what am I going to write? It's not like somebody's going to, well, the world might see it now because I put it down over here. But do I care? No, it's for me. In my private time, this is what I do. If I'm in, like when I was in that place where my blood pressure was 145 over 120. It's like, wait a minute. The doctor's like, no, that's a little too high. And I was like, wait a minute, though. You're going to wait. You're going to listen to me. I got a lot going on. And she's like, yeah, I know you got a lot going on. But I need you to slow down and take care of you. Because they could be planning a funeral, or either I could be planning to go on this cruise. I chose to be planning to go on this cruise. I chose not to be, for nobody to be planning my funeral. So therefore, I needed to get the 145 over 120 or 145 over 130, whatever it was on the bottom, under control. Okay? You need to do the same thing if something is stressing you out. If you are really, really, really contemplating all the things in your life right now, the one thing I want you to choose is you. Choose you first. Okay, red. I think red was just all great. I didn't have anything about red except for we were awesome, bold, and happy, and joyful, excited. Red made me excited. And remember, I told you guys, sometimes if I think about red, red might make me, it depends if, if I'm in a funk, if I'm thinking about the people that killed my son, red wouldn't be the color that I would choose. Or if I did continue to choose the color because I want to work through that emotion, the words will be different. It will probably have some bad words right here that I would have to repent for with red. But that's how it goes, right? And remember, you don't need all of the answers. All you need to do is just start. We have to start healing somewhere. And all I'm asking you to do is take some of what I give you and, decide how you want to do it. I'd love to hear from you, like Team Replay, if you're watching, when you're watching, and if you're still here after this, all of this, and you're still here, leave me a comment. What do you do to get through when anxiety has grabbed you by the neck? Like, what do you do? Right? So for me, like I said, I'll go outside, sit down in the grass after I look all around. I come back in the studio and then I ground myself and then I'll start painting. But over the weekend, like I said, I painted. I didn't realize that they weren't mono, but it was duo because it's two colors. And these are the ones that I just sat and I just painted. Right? Mr. McKoy, you put up a word that it sent me a message. It won't let your message be viewed. I'm going to approve it so the world can see what you typed. I have some words that can't be viewed on my channel, and I guess that's one of them. But so this is some, and these will be turned into cards. They'll be nice cards, or either, I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Okay. All right. All right. So let me know. Let me know if you're thinking about doing something with one color, like one color. Let me know. Come back and, let me know. Let me know. And how did this make you feel? Let me know in the chat, in the comments, replay team. Let me know, how did this make you feel? Drop a comment and let's talk about it. If it's something that you would like me to do this again, because I really, really, really feel that this is one of the things of working with one color. I actually was working with three, but you get what I'm saying. I would have worked with just one. And I thought about you choosing just one for the live and work throughout, the whole thing. But after I got three, I didn't want to have to choose between and then one. So, I just did this. Okay. So if any of this resonated with you, if you're watching on Team Replay or in the live, you're in the chat, or you're on the live, if any of this resonated with you, don't forget, please, 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 like, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and share this. This is the one thing I want you to do. Ask for much, but share this with someone who needs a moment to breathe. As women, we do not take care of ourselves first. Men don't have a problem. They were built to do all things. God gave them dominion over everything. He did not give woman dominion over everything. He came back and gave man woman, but therefore man is supposed to do everything and woman is supposed to do what she's supposed to do in the home, take care of, and then look to man when all of the things need to be done, right? So in this time now, a lot of women are working outside the home. It's not like it was way back in Leave It to Beaver. She wore the pretty dress and the pearls. Yeah, no, it ain't like that. Women are out here doing a doggone thing and their body wasn't built for it. However, if they would include self-care, if they would include to take a moment to breathe and really take care of themselves, there's 7 days in a week. If they will work 5 days and rest 2 days, I think it'll be a little less. And I'm speaking from self. Mother of 7, been there, done that. So I'm really was speaking to me, but I'm not doing that now. So here on the channel, I want to remind you that art, even in its simplest form, all right, is powerful healing. And if you're looking for deeper guidance through grief and creativity, check out my Patreon. And I have an upcoming masterclass. Links will be in the description boxes to come. They're not there now, but that's what we're working on over here. That's the one thing I'm working on, master class, right? Patreon is already up, taking care of itself. We don't have to work on that. That's what I'm saying. Mono, even in my business, I'm working on one thing. And the other thing is taking care of me. For the live, I know I'm excited right now, so I dare not check my blood pressure, but it does not feel like my heart is jumping out. So I'm not anxious because, you know, that anxiety have your heart going, and you're feeling like somebody's just going to snatch you, like they can see. Like, oh my goodness. Okay. Remember, healing doesn't have to be complicated. This is something I tell myself. It's one of the things that I tell myself every day. Karen, it's not complicated. Don't make it complicated. Just like we did each one of these, one color at a time, is all it's all it takes. Tell yourself the truth. You're worthy of the piece. You are allowed to begin again with just one brushstroke and one color. Focus on your color. Breathe in. Breathe out. There we go. Pay attention to the chat, the community piece on my, I'm going to post up some affirmation cards, not cards. Well, I'm going to try to put them in a way that you can. I'm not sure. I don't know. If you can't get them the way I'm going to put them, then leave me your email, not on here, just kind of, especially if you don't want everybody to have your email. Email me, and that way I'll have your email, or DM me, or, you know, whatever, hit me up so I can have your email, and that way I can send you the affirmation cards that you'll get to choose what your color is, and then you'll get to, like it, y'all, I have a whole palette. And remember what I'm going to do. Oh, Dawn, you came on late. These are some of the things I was thinking about making monochromatic palettes. Like I really do like I do know indigo is always going to be a monochromatic color for me. I love, love, love indigo. I love the way it just glides on the page. I love the way it just pays attention to my emotions. It's my color. So, but I was thinking about putting them in here, but then when you think of the little half pans, this is so deep and it will be real deep. So I don't know, but these are cute. I thought these were really cute, but I am going to do a monochromatic palette. We're going to do indigo is one color for sure. Red is going to be a color. And I don't know, I'm liking all three of these colors, and I'm going to do them based on my mood. Like, will it be purple, or maybe just do them because. Oh, and Dawn, I was going to tell you, I don't know if I said anything. I can't remember if I said something in the chat on the live Saturday. But I found out what it is about the Winsor Newton. Mine were Cotman. They weren't professional. So that's going to be another one I'm going to go to Michael's and use my my rewards and things to get the basic colors, because now I'm interested to know the difference between them. But again, Winsor & Newton was one of my first watercolor palettes, and you were absolutely right, because the Emma LaFave, that was her thing. And you know, felt like, well, if I had brushes like her, paper like her, I could paint like her. Now I don't want to paint like her. I love the way I paint. She paints real, real loose, and I don't like the looseness no more. Yeah, please excuse my my glucose that is telling me that it is oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I just ate, so that's not surprising. Anyways, I really want to get some granulation paint. Don't worry, Dawn. Happy mail coming your way. Happy mail coming your way. And it is. So don't stress about it, Dawn. Don't worry about it. We just hope it don't take the whole year to get to you. Okay. Okay. That was fun. That was fun. Okay, one brush stroke at a time. Y'all remember, it just doesn't matter. I have a whole palette. I'm gonna choose. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna make it happen, Captain. All right. I finished early. I feel good about that. Kinda. I thought it was gonna take me longer to make these flowers, but I just slapped them down on the paper. Oh, mine are cotton. Are they? I think I only have a few professional ones. Okay, this is the thing, Dawn. So this is the thing. Okay, so here we go. We're done with desk time. Here's the thing I want you to do. So since you have both, you have professional and Cotman, kind of do a little swatch on the side and see what the difference of them is. Because I enjoyed them because here's the thing. This is why I tell you guys to start where you are. Don't worry about trying to get all of the things. Don't do that. Pick one thing. Just like we just finished talking about these monochromatic colors or color. Let's take the red. We did the red. Let's take the red because the red is like we did orange, blue, indigo, and red. Okay, orange, very vibrant. Red, they speak to. If you think about I can't think of the thing what those things are called now. But these are the colors. I think orange and red for sure is. Blue in some form, and it has a body and all of the things and all of that. But take one thing, y'all. Don't focus on all the things. Don't focus on everything. Today is Monday. We can't focus on what's going to happen Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Let's handle Monday. Let's deal with Monday. Just Monday, okay? And then when today is gone, then you deal with tomorrow, and we can't deal with what happened on Monday. Right? And that's one thing that I want you to think about when you think about it, when we're talking about the monochromatic watercolor, we're talking about it in a sense of taking care of ourselves one moment in time, right? I don't know any difference since I don't have any expensive paint. Oh, but you'll know the difference with those two. From going on the videos or doing some scrolling through YouTube, you'll know the difference. And it's not. And here's the other thing, Dawn. That's a good point. So I happen to have watercolors coming. Not anymore. I was gonna say coming out the yang yang, but I don't anymore. I gifted some to my granddaughters. I only have intermediate and professional watercolors now. And I can tell the difference. For one, you'll notice that the pigment is brighter, sharper, more bold. And professionals, you'll notice that it's more yummy. It's not gummy, literally gummy. Like you'll feel the stickiness of some watercolors. And this is my personal opinion. This is as they say, in my humble opinion. But at the end of the day, I like what I like. I like Kuretake, and some people don't like them. They say what they say about them, but I like them. They're over there, and they're still great watercolors. But they do have, I can tell the difference in them and some other things. So, but remember, whatever you choose at this juncture, what we're talking about, we're just talking about choosing one, right? Choosing one color. So, Dawn, maybe choose one color or not, because I've found that if it works for you, even if it does sticky and it feels like what some people don't like. I love some of my watercolors are, what are those things? They're called, as a matter of fact, they are, y'all, I have a cute little box. Isn't this the cutest thing Mr. McKoy bought me for Christmas? And it's full of watercolor. Isn't that cute? It's a what's that? Cobalt. And it has little drawers on it, and they're full of watercolor. Watercolor. So I couldn't just choose one watercolor, but I can choose just one color, right? Okay, and so this is the thing. I know some people that don't like, oh Lord, open up. Oh, what are these called? They're sparklies. Oh, these smell so good. They smell like licorice. They're KMS watercolors. And I don't know what she does with these watercolors. I feel like she put licorice in them. But they smell like you can just eat them. They smell so good. Every time I open them up, they smell so yummy. But they are the shimmers, the shimmery. So some people don't like shimmery. I love shimmeries because I would put a base on my flower and then I would make my flower shine. Like, to do is find something that makes you happy. Find something that makes you feel better so that you can take that one thing and walk away healing with it. Mine just happened to be watercolor. I happen to have a studio that's full of all the things, pretty much. And I find that one thing that I want to creative play today so that I can heal, so that I can feel great, so that I can keep my blood pressure down, so that my A1C can go down, so I can not have to wear this daggum thing that tells me when my blood sugar is 250, like I just finished eating. Should it not be? Like, I don't know. Anyways, guys, I digress. Okay, talking of, we're going to get off of here because I know what I ate. That's all it is. It's just, I ate those, I told y'all I ate those chips that I knew I shouldn't have. But, you know, we do things that makes us happy, makes us want to just say, oh, I can deal with anything that comes along today. That's what I'm saying. Okay? All right, guys, I'm going to get off of here. Oh, as a matter of fact, I want you to go back to my channel, pay attention to the rest of the month, and I think even into next month. I think I already have. I know the rest of this month is already scheduled. You can check it out. Like it. You can already like it. You can notify me, hit notify me, so that way when I go live, or if there's any changes, then you'll get the notification. Okay? And this month it's, well, really, it's always all about watercolor, unless I decide to do differently. And that's really going to be on videos. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do lives. We're going to be watercoloring and healing. That's what we're talking about, watercoloring and healing. Because in this climate in life right now, in this time where we are now, people are losing loved ones left and right. I can't reach everyone. So therefore, you might know someone. And I just want to give you the tools to help them navigate their new normal. Because death is a part of life. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. As much as people try to undo the wrinkles and not look like they are whatever age, I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy with how I look and all the things, because that's not what's important. But there are some people that, you know, want to stop the aging effect. They want to stop the this and that. That's not my journey. Okay? Over here, I want to help people heal and navigate their new normal. I want y'all to have a great day. Thank you for hanging out with me and Team Replay. If you're still here, or if you fast forward because you didn't want to see all that watercolor crap and you just wanted to hear the conversation, thank you. Any way, shape, form, or fashion, thank you for inviting me into your home, or wherever you are, in the car, wherever you are. I just really want you guys to know that I appreciate you for showing up for me as I show up for you. Have a great one. See you later.